Hey, how you doing, YouTube? This is your boy Brogi Naric, back again with another episode of the Playhouse, a series on my channel where I go over various fan castings for movies, TV shows, even ideas about video games. And in this video, I'm going to be giving my casting choices for the recently announced live-action Hercules movie made by Disney, which they're on a roll with these live-action Disney movies. I'm not the biggest fan of them. I've only seen like 2 of them, and that was Jungle Book, which I really liked, and Aladdin, which is just inferior to the animated movie. And I wanted to do this because Hercules is my second favorite Disney animated movie, not including Pixar, but like their traditional animated movies. Hercules is my second favorite. I loved that movie growing up. Big fan of Hercules. Hercules has been adapted so many times, especially with the Legendary Journey show, which I grew up on as a kid. That and Xena, love that. That animated movie, great. You know, you got the Rock version, you got the Lou Ferrigno version. Like, there's so many different versions of Hercules, and I love the character. Love this movie. If you want to know, favorite Disney animated movie, it's Goofy movie. If you know, you know. And before I get into this video, I just want to say thanks for the recent subscribers. You know, I've been doing some different things, getting views and likes up. Greatly appreciate that. So before I get into it, don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and share this video. And so now I'm going to get into this. This was announced a couple of weeks ago, and one of the great things is going to be produced by the Russo brothers, who, if you're not familiar with, they did most of the really good Marvel movies. You know, like Winter Soldier, Infinity War, Endgame, Civil War, all those movies. Yeah, they're going to be working on that, and that's great to hear, because some of these, and they want to go in a slightly different, I don't know how different, because I think they always say that it's going to be slightly different, but with Hercules that works because the actual myth is not directly adapted in the animated movie, so they can take more elements from the actual myth. That would be cool. And it's probably going to be maybe not too adult, but like a little, probably, you know, PG-13, a little more serious, especially with the Russo brothers involved, which I'm happy that's going to be the case. They've changed the other live action movies just enough. Sometimes they don't do it at all, and it seems redundant, like you know, Beauty and the Beast, and even Aladdin, and what was the other one? Lion King, which was, you know, a lot of people saw it, but it wasn't good. I haven't watched it, but I could just tell it wasn't going to be good. So with this, I'm going to try to, this casting video, I'm going to go slightly different in certain directions, and also, like I said, thinking of this more closer to the actual myth. And another thing is, you know, especially with Little Mermaid, Disney really likes to do a lot of random diversity with their cast. With this one, I deliberately tried to find as many Greek heritage actors as I could to put in this. There's a little bit of, you know, I'm going to put a little bit of diversity because it's not a bad thing, and also it's Disney, so you know they're going to do that. But I did my best to try to get as many Greek actors as I could find, because from the list there's not that many, but like I figured I did a good job. And going to hop right into this video now, starting with my first casting choice, which would be Hercules. And my pick for Hercules is Nick Robinson. Now, Nick Robinson, you should recognize him from the Jurassic World movie. He was like the older brother that was like kind of a dick or whatever. Haven't watched that movie in a while. And he's 25. He's 6'1". He's got height to him. He can bulk up. He's not like out of shape, but he can bulk up. He's a young actor. I feel this is the most realistic of the choices I could find, because he's handsome enough, he's young enough, and he's got the right size. I think he can handle this role. When it comes to playing a young Hercules, I think they should use the special effects that were used in Captain America: First Avenger for Steve Trevor to make him look skinny. I think they should use that to make it like you know how in the cartoon he was like kind of skinny. I think that would help to show the size difference. I don't know how big this guy could get, but I think that would be a great way to show the size difference. Not sure if he can sing, doesn't matter. He only has like one song in the movie. Just get someone to dub his voice, not a problem. So that's my pick for Hercules. Next on the list is Megara, who becomes the wife of Hercules. The love interest in this movie, great character, has just great design, awesome character. And my pick to play her is Ariel Winter. Now, you of course would recognize her mainly from Modern Family. She plays the younger sister, and she's grown up. She's definitely grown up. And one of the reasons I picked her is because she's a really good actress. I like her. She's done a lot of voice acting over the years. That's where I mainly know her. That and, Modern Family. But also she has a Greek background. She's, I think, half Greek on her mother's or father's side or whatever. So there's that. She's attractive. She could play the snarky, sassy kind of, bad girlish type vibe that Megara had, which is one of the things that made her stand out as a Disney princess. But she's not a princess. Also, she's not a princess, but she can play the woman who was scorned and now is kind of stuck in this sort of, she's stuck under the thumb of this powerful guy who's lording over her, with Hades. And she's just fun. She's a fun actress, and also once again, Modern Family connection, Disney connection. She's already under the Mouse umbrella, so it's easy to bring her over. And she's got a popular fan base, so I think she would be good. She doesn't need to know how to sing. Once again, she only has one song. You can just dub her voice for the song, and there you go. Now, next on the list is that of Phil, or Philatides, who is the trainer, the goat man. I forget what they call those. The fawns? I don't know. Anyway, he's the goat man who trains Hercules in the Disney movies. And my pick to play him is Danny DeVito, who would be great to reprise his role. Disney has done this before with James Earl Jones, who came back as Mufasa, which I thought was a bad choice. Because if you're going to redo the movie. Don't be lazy, but whatever. Should have been Lawrence Fishburne, but that's just my opinion. But if you want to bring back someone from the original cast, I could totally see them bringing back Danny DeVito, because he is so intrinsically tied to that character, and I wouldn't be against it. He was already in the Dumbo movie, which I didn't see. Once again, that was different from the movie, didn't do that well, but I blame that more on the director. But anyway, he would be great if he wants to come back. But if they don't pick him up, he doesn't want to come back, my pick to play Phil, besides Dan DeVito, is Jake Johnson. Now, you may recognize Jake Johnson from New Girl. I think he plays Nick on New Girl, and the reason I picked him is because he's hilarious, and he can play a cantankerous guy. He's not old, but he's older than, what Hercules would be. He could be that cantankerous mentor character. He already played it as Peter B. Parker in Into the Spider-Verse, which he was amazing as. And I think he's got good comedic timing and sense of humor, so I think he would be perfect to play a new version of Phil. So, and also, if they're changing things up, I wouldn't be against them leaning a little into the Hercules Zero to Hero animated series, where he had some friends growing up. He had Icarus, Cassandra, and Adonis, who, not necessarily a friend with us. If you wanted to focus a little more on him as a kid growing up, you could throw some of those characters in there. That would be cool to see. I don't know if they're going to do that, but I'm just something to hint. Next on the list is that of Zeus, the head of the Greek pantheon, the leader of Mount Olympus, and baby daddy of Hercules. And my pick to play Zeus is Jared Butler, who of course you may recognize as King Leonidas from 300, which is one of the reasons why I picked him. I thought that would be great stunt casting. He's got a cool voice. He's done a lot of voiceover work in the How to Train Your Dragon series, where he plays the main character's father. So there you go. He's already played the father role, and I think he would be great to see him in this. And also, I want all the gods, like in the animated movie, I would prefer them to all be like colorful and glowing and all that. Maybe not necessarily glowing a lot, but like colorful, like they did in the movie, because I thought that was a great visual representation of them. It made them look unique and different and all powerful. I don't want it to be sort of like Clash of the Titans, where they're just wearing colorful armor. Like, no, I want them to be colorful, like in that movie. It's just a great visual. And next up is the character of Hera, who is not a big part in the animated movie, but if they're going to go closer to the actual myth, Hera is she's basically a villain to Hercules, because she knows that Hercules is not, Zeus cheated on her to have Hercules, and she's like, fuck that kid. But this is a Disney movie, so they're probably not going to make her like super evil, but I would want her to be not like a villain, but just an antagonist to a degree, where she's kind of in his way a little bit, but not necessarily evil. Like, I don't want her to replace Hades, but like have her kind of be a different negative force in his life he has to deal with. But under the circumstances, you get it. Zeus cheated on her. Like, I want the whole, Zeus slept with human woman, created the kid. Like, I want that version. And my pick to play Hera is Tina Fey, who of course you will recognize from SNL, her years on SNL playing Sarah Palin and all that stuff, Weekend Update, and of course 30 Rock. Tina Fey, one of the reasons I picked her is because A, she's funny, and the main reason was she comes from a Greek heritage, and she's funny. She could totally play a sarcastic, sort of feminist type character who's just annoyed that her husband has done her wrong. I think it would be hilarious too. It would be she'd bring some humor to that, and I think her and Gerard Butler would have fun chemistry of her just kind of side-eyeing him like, this asshole cheated on me type of vibe. It would be great. I think it would be funny. And of course, keeping with the parents, next on the list is Alcmene and Amphitryon, who were the parents of Hercules, or one of the parents of Hercules. And my picks to play them are Jennifer Aniston and Hank Azaria. Main reasons I picked them is because they have Greek heritage. Jennifer Aniston on her father's side, and I believe Hank Azaria on his parents' side. But great choices. Jennifer Aniston, known for Friends, and she's done a lot of comedies. I think her and Gerard Butler did a comedy together, so they got chemistry. And it would be kind of the dynamic of, Zeus is with, Gerard Butler's with Tina Fey, but he cheats on Tina Fey for Jennifer Aniston. That would be funny. I think that would be funny. And Hank Azaria playing the dad, who's kind of like raising, like the Jonathan Kent from Superman, raising his kid who's not his, but instilling on him to be a good guy. Because you can bring in a whole, like, sort of like a deadbeat dad type of vibe with Hercules, finding out who his real parents are, his real heritage is, and then kind of being mad at Zeus, but then trying to find the goodness of being a hero. Like, that would be interesting, and they could probably, do it a little bit later. He's already probably trying to be a hero because of his strength, and then finds out he's a god. Like, why? I'm like, it'd be good, and minor roles, but I think they would fit those roles pretty well. And so next on the list, this is a big one, is that of the Muses, the women, the proclaimers of heroes, who like a Greek play, they kind of like narrate the story through song and dance. And this is a big role because there's a lot of singers and actresses who could fill these roles. And I think I got a pretty dope ass lineup for this. And my picks for the Muses are Lizzo, Emmy Raver Lampman, Anika Doni Rose, Keke Palmer, and Ashley Murray. Yes, this took me a while to put this together, but I love this lineup. Lizzo, who's a singer, heavyset woman, you would recognize her in terms of acting as Hustlers. She was in Hustlers. You may also recognize her unnecessarily twerking at basketball games. Thank God for COVID. Emmy Raver Lampman, you may recognize her from Umbrella Academy. She played Allison, awesome in that show, fine as hell. And she was also in Hamilton, which I didn't know, but she's a singer. She was in Hamilton. Hamilton is going to be on Disney Plus pretty soon, so there's the Disney connection. Nika Doni Rose, love her. She's from Dreamgirls, and of course she was Princess Tiana in Princess and the Frog. She can sing, she can act. Let her be the lead of the the Muses. Keke Palmer, love her. She can sing, she can act. She was also in Hustlers. She would be dope. And Ashley Murray, she's on Riverdale. She played Josie from Josie and the Pussycats. She's a good actress. She can sing. And also, she's a smaller woman, and I'm picking her as the smaller Muse, so it works, like, this is great. It's probably not going to be this good, because this is well thought out, and Disney's going to fuck it up. They're going to probably it's probably going to be like a rainbow coalition. They should all be black. They're black in the movie. Just leave them black, but I got a feeling they're going to fuck that up. But those are my picks. You can't mess with that. That looks like perfection to me. Not too many. I know some people want a lot of pop stars. Like, no, I need people who are named, but who can also fill the roles and sing. I don't need just a huge amount of stunt casting. I think that'll be a little too distracting. But those are my picks. Let me know what you think about those muses, because that's a big deal. Next up is Hermes, the messenger god, one of the fastest gods in the Greek pantheon, and my pick to play him is Ken Jeong. Ken Jeong is awesome. Love some Ken Jeong. You recognize him from Community. What was the movie? The Hangover. I think that was the thing that really blew him up. And Ken Jeong, he's goofy, wacky, and he can, kind of got the motor mouth thing going on, which I think would work for Hermes. In the movie, he was voiced by Paul Schaefer, and he was like a basically like he was like a musician and like a sidekick, like TV show sidekick host, and King John can do something similar to that, but he would be fun to be in this role. Once again, keep the gods glowing. Blue King John talking shit would be awesome. And now to get into the villains of the film, my picks for the sidekick demons of Hades, Pain and Panic, are Nick Kroll and John Mulaney, which I saw that casting on a lot on Twitter when it was first announced, and honestly, I can't disagree with that. That would be a really good pick. I believe they had Seth Rogen and the German guys, I can't remember that guy's name, in the Lion King movie, and people really loved them, and I think John Mulaney and Nick Kroll as Pain and Panic would be dope. They have a history of being a comedic duo. Nick Kroll from Big Mouth, and I think he had a show on Comedy Central. John Mulaney was a writer on SNL. He does stand-up comedy. Both of them are pretty funny. I don't know Nick Kroll's comedy as well as I do John Mulaney, but they work well together. They have a bond. I think they would both be perfect for those roles. It just seems like bam, that seems very perfect. And next on the list, of course, is that of Hades, who I think is probably one of the best villains in Disney animated history. Definitely one of my favorites. I think he is my favorite. James Woods played the character. I know he's like persona non grata nowadays, but he did a great job in that role. And he brought an interesting, sarcastic vibe to the character. He was not a comedian. He was an actor who was able to be funny. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people are trying to pick comedians for this role, but for me, my pick for Hades is Willem Dafoe. Willem the frickin' Dafoe. Great actor. He can play a villain. He can play a nice guy too, but he definitely can play a villain. And you're probably thinking, Willem Dafoe, he's not funny. Willem Dafoe can be funny. He's an actor who can be funny. Maybe not piss your pants funny, but he can be funny. He can be weird and unique. And I think that's what you should have for Hades. I don't need him to be like he was in the 90s where he was just motor mouth, blah, blah, blah. Especially if we're going a different direction, I do want there to be some a sinister vibe to the character. And Willem Dafoe can definitely do that. If you're like, Willem Dafoe, he can't be funny, I got some movies for you. Boondock Saints, he was the detective in that. He was weird and funny in that, in his own unique way. The Life Aquatic of Stephen Lazarou, whatever, he was a side character in that, and he was funny in that. He was a unique style of funny, but he was funny in that. Grand Budapest Hotel, he was weird and funny in that. And of course, he played the voice of Gil in Finding Nemo. There's your Disney connection, and he was odd and funny in that too. So I don't want to hear people say, oh, he's not funny. No, he can do comedy. It's a distinct type of comedy, but he can be weird and funny. And I think he would be even better as the Greek god of the underworld, Hades. And this is just my pick. I really put a lot of thought into this. I don't know how much of this is going to happen. I just hope the movie doesn't suck. With the Russos being involved, I'm more likely to think that it's not going to suck because they do good jobs, especially when they're working with Disney. And hopefully they'll probably amp up the action a little more. Hopefully some of this, because the Hercules anime movie is not the greatest movie of all time, especially in the Disney Renaissance era, but it's my second favorite because the soundtrack is dope. Hopefully they can keep most of the songs and that gospel vibe that they brought to it, which was very unique. Gave some soul to the film, no pun intended. And but they can also amp up the action, make it closer to the myth, but also tighten the ending. Because the ending's a bit wonky in that movie, just a bit. Like rewatching, I was like, yeah, some of this it seemed a little rushed towards the end, but hopefully they can make it better. But yeah, those are my casting choices for Hercules. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments. Let me know your own choices in the comments, and also tell me what is your favorite of the Disney live action movies, because they've done a lot of them and people seem to enjoy them because they've been making billions of dollars damn near every one. You know, it's a good track record for $1 billion, so they're going to keep doing it. And I don't want Hercules to be the first one to, well, it's not the first one, but I don't want Hercules to be like a huge bomb. Like, I want it to be good, but different as well. Don't give me just a rehash of what you already did, because I can just watch the animated movie, which is going to be 10 times better. But those are my ideas on Hercules. Let me know what you thought about them. Don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more videos. Peace.